Welcome to the Christian Nostalgia Podcast,
And this is our VBS wrap-up party.
a month-long celebration all about Vacation Bible School.
So without a moment to lose, this is Nora.
This is Lee.
Let's get this party started.
Hello and welcome to the Christian Nostalgic Podcast. This is Nora,
This is Lee.
and thanks for joining us today. Today's episode, episode 3, is the craft and snack time episode.
That is correct. We're glad you are here with us today. So after you've done the opener or the play or the song or the have a schedule that your teacher would have, or it would, if you led a group around, you would know exactly where to go and when to go.
Yep.
And we are going over the first two, which one was a good thing for me because I wanted to get this one out of the way so I can get on to, the sports side of things or the more game side of things. Or it would be your worst case scenario in which you just ate
That's right.
in the opener.
Our church offered dinner to everyone.
And you go down and have snack immediately after you've already eaten. So it would be a bummer because you had the best schedule if you had snacks last.
Yes.
Because you went through everything. You were parched. You weren't allowed to have any drink in the opener or anything.
No, you just came. You sang.
Yeah.
Music time. You did games. You were thirsty and hungry.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. It was the best schedule was if you got snack last.
Yeah.
I would say growing up, that'd be like, sure, maybe you'd want it in between right after music time, because you were thirsty or something if you sang a lot and ran around in the sanctuary a little bit. But yeah, it was fun to end. I would have to say that's a good call.
Yeah.
You'd end with snack. That was a good schedule.
At least for us kids, being followed around, we always like to do snacks last. Was always a good schedule. We weren't allowed to pick it back then. Pick the schedule.
No.
So
that was kind of orchestrated by the leaders. And, our parents being the pastor and pastor's wife, and they kind of came up with talking to the staff, counting the kids, and seeing how the order went for the night or the week, really.
Yeah, for crafts, being a boy, you wanted things to be as completed as possible.
Simple.
Less steps as possible. But yet not too quickly because you didn't, whenever paint or, drawing was involved, you never wanted to be that kid that just sort of was done quickly and just sat while everyone else put hours, what it felt like into the work, and you felt like, you just wanted to get out of there. Then you have the times where the craft was too complex and you barely got done. I've been those people where even though crafts wasn't my favorite place in the world, I would be that person where the perfectionist in me, they would call my name like 2 or 3 times because the time was up to leave. And as kids, you think you're not coming back until next year to finish this. So it felt really
24 hours. Yeah, that by the time you get back late, by the next day, it felt like an eternity. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So
I couldn't agree with you more. I've been on both. Well, I've been mostly on the last. Spoiler alert, I loved craft time.
As all girls do.
I did. And I also ran the craft station. as from our first episode we posted, that's kind of, other than starting out with the younger kids, I eventually inherited the craft station myself. So, but I couldn't agree with you more on the definitely running it and noticing the boys definitely their favorite ones were the quick, simple, like color a water bottle,
Yeah.
or I did a foam finger one year for the sports, and I made foam fingers for everyone, and then all they had to do was just put a number one, or
Yeah.
the guys just like ate those up because it was just like done.
Yeah, the best craft for
Yeah.
me was a pre-made plastic boat with a propeller, and all you had to do was add a rubber band on the inside of it, and you could actually wind it up, and it would actually float and propel itself forward. It
I think I
was
remember that, but oh my goodness, that is cool.
yes,
That's more like a experiment
yeah.
than it really is a craft.
Yeah,
I,
and all the way back to scuba. It had it engraved on it back when our church was rich and we got the big kits. Like we
well,
bought the crafts. It was one of those rare years where we were able to afford the pre-made crafts. We
yes.
didn't have to buy anything from like Oriental Trader at the
Yes, the foam
time.
kits. Yes. Yes, I handled the foam kit years with the Oriental Traders. Which they were okay. They were good,
Very
but
consistent for bulk.
they didn't
Yeah.
have the Bible school logo and characters
Yeah.
on everything. So, yeah, actually Lava Lava, I'll do a shout out to that one. I remember making a bottle, like a plastic water bottle, but it was from the kit,
Yeah.
and you got Lava Lava stickers, and you poured in it like an oil and food coloring water.
Uh-huh.
And then you put seashells and I think like a little floating, like little boat or something down in the water. And then we sealed it with glue, put stickers on it, and it made like a little water bottled, like snow
Mhm.
globe thing with glitter and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Love that one.
Yeah, it was actually a
That sticks out
scuba. It
in
was
my.
actually a scuba diver.
Was it scuba? I thought it was lava
No,
lava.
it might have been lava, but remember it was a blue diver.
That's what it was in there.
And he
Thank
was in a
you.
swimming stroke.
Yeah, and then he floated
And
back
and
and
he
forth in the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. It
So,
was in my
yeah.
mind, coming back to me
Once
nostalgic
again,
wise.
and once again you didn't have to do a lot
Yes.
of prep because they did a lot of the prep for you.
Yes.
Buy all this stuff pre-made and things.
Yeah.
Um,
Those were a couple
but
epic Bible schools, and then we moved on to that, and I was a part of, definitely, when we ordered a lot of things offline when I first inherited the craft station, because, well, I was young at the time, young
yeah.
teenager, and I wanted it to be kind of easy as possible. So
Mhm.
I would go online, and I got the Oriental Trader book and circled things and kind of mapped out using the craft book and what they wanted me to do and what could I fill in
Yeah.
the crafts that I felt were geared more for really younger ones. And that, middle school, upper elementary, middle school, maybe they didn't
Yeah.
want to make an Egyptian like sandals.
And we and
So
and we discovered when we got more involved, when we got older, that some themes you almost had to buy the crafts that came with the kit.
yeah,
At the
I could
time,
see
you
that. Yeah, you're right.
realize, you don't think it at the time, but you're like, oh, this is a generic enough theme. I have enough crafts to do all this. I don't need the crafts that come with the kit. And you think you can save a few bucks, but you actually see how much work that goes into the
uh,
creation of the theme, the music, which we went over the past weeks, and everything that kind of went into it,
uh,
even the crafts go into
yes.
that as well.
Well, over time, I think a great example is, I started out with the kits and the themed, whatever, like Egyptian file with Answers in Genesis. I was the craft market, and I went to Oriental Trader, looked through the book, picked and chose which one I could do, and then finally just went on, and they had all this Egyptian theme, foam crafts, little decoders, scrolls, and I just like went to town and clicked order, order, order. And like you said, then a year, a few years later, you you hit a snag where either the crafts, like you just said, in the book don't really line up, and then Oriental Trader didn't like go all out for
Yeah.
that. Like if that theme wasn't popular and we picked that theme like spy, there was like I remember that year in particular, there was just nothing available that was decent enough for like that older generation, that upper elementary,
Yeah.
middle, because we would broaden our Bible school to embrace
Yeah.
more age groups, for our community, and the
And
siblings, could come and hang
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And I remember running the spy one and just going, like, literally biting my lip and going, I'm gonna have to get creative here. And I may have I have a bad habit in the craft station to kind of giving myself a little too much work, because I get all excited and go, I can make that. I can make binoculars. I can do that. And then I'm gluing with a glue gun the night before,
A lot of prep that
the
goes
night
into it.
before making binoculars and going, why didn't I do this last month? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was helping with decoration and the tech and
Yep.
you
Yep.
know,
So yeah, I mean, a lot of work
a lot of
goes
work.
into it.
Yes. Yes.
If you spend the extra cash and buy the pre-made kits, you might have grown up in a bigger church where you just always had that, and you never
Good for
dealt with
you.
a crafting section that had to
Yep.
secretly work on their toes to make sure the crafts came across thematic enough
Yes.
to match
Yes.
the
That's
theme.
huge too, because
Um
I really wanted that. No matter where
and
we were at, no matter where we were going, I wanted the craft to be
yeah.
fun and very thematic.
Yeah, and the question that I want to ask everyone out there is, were your snacks really themed? Like the pictures that came with
Ooh.
the kits, we never got that. We never got an enormous, deep theme. Like some of those pictures were just like out there. Like they were Food Network style pictures that strategically had to place everything. And our kitchen, the same people that did the kitchen did the snack, so
Yes.
they didn't have a lot of effort. Like they just prepared supper. So when snack came along, it was either made the night before,
Yes.
or
Yes.
something like that.
There was a
So
couple of years where I remember they would theme, like I think the classic ones were the little cups. Either it was Jello with, thematic candy, or a pudding cup with thematic candy, or certain chips, or like camping we had s'mores. I think for me, it once again, I think we talked about this in our last video, was you'd get the book, and whatever the book offered, was that what they gave you, an option? Was
yeah,
it worth following down to the letter? Because I would honestly say, looking at the snack book, talking to the staff, a lot of times they were, dare I say it, goofy, because the
yes,
snack was supposed to be thematic with, you went to snack time and got another lesson,
yes,
another Bible beating. You went to each station. I mean, it's Vacation Bible School.
yeah,
So school was not just in, that was the class time, but the Bible part was going to be throughout everything.
yeah,
So everything you did, made, ate, was supposed to reflect, you looked down and, oh, it's a rainbow with some granola, and it's Noah's Ark, and you just talked about
yeah,
the God put his rainbow in the sky, and so they made rainbow out of gummies or something. You look down at it, and that was kind of supposed to be
yeah.
the point of it.
I still think they asked too much
They did, though.
for like
They
the
did.
same people that had to cook the meal also had to prepare the
Well,
snack.
if you didn't cook the meal, our church was very unique. We
Yeah,
offered we offered dinner, where a lot of churches, and like the one we went into in town, they didn't offer dinner. We walked straight in, went to the opener, went off to lessons. Had by the time snack happened, I was hungry. I was
Yeah.
not used to not eating. So we were unique because being a community church, the parents would come and they would stay and eat with the kids, and then they would say, "See you later," and then go
Yeah.
back home, and then we'd have Bible school. But we were unique that way. But I couldn't agree with you more. Is those snacks were very detail oriented, or kind of
Thrown
goofy to
together.
say, oh, here's, theme Daniel and the Lion's Den animal crackers, and you'd stick
Yeah.
them in the
Yeah.
little, in something or in a bowl, and then they say, oh, look, it's Jonah and the whale, and it was blue jello with a gummy fish. That was the goal. Would you
Yeah.
stare down at it and go, oh, gotcha.
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 Yeah,
And
so
yeah, that kind of faded out in our generation. I actually saw where snack time kind of
mhm.
started turning into, here's a bag of chips.
Yeah,
You know,
unfortunately.
that's unfortunate. But I give it credit. Scrolling through those books recently, I was like, wow, they went into great detail.
Yeah.
And
And
it needed help explaining what it was.
yeah, that's for sure. So, and yeah, we move on to the same question we have every week up to this point, and that is the impact. And we all know food is food, but going over just the impact, and we think that should you keep crafts and snack, or is it still making enough impact to where it's worth trying to keep in? And
Yeah.
to lead things off, I think that whoever invented crafts was like close to the same person that invented the egg dyeing and Easter egg hunts,
What? Please
because
explain. Please, I'm interested.
it was tradition that
Okay.
you have something to do
Okay.
that's thematic
Okay.
with the event that you're currently going with, like
Okay.
where girls and boys did it, and it was sort of you all came together as a whole, and
Right.
it was like a
Okay.
church thing. Because like when you invent crafts, I never liked crafts all the way until I
Ouch.
graduated out of VBS.
Ouch.
I
Okay.
always loved sports.
Yeah, that's
It
fair.
always felt like the Easter egg hunt, like dyeing an egg, like it's just what you do, and it's one of those things where always there would be one or two crafts out of the 5 days where it'd be
Yeah,
worth
that's
it,
true. That's
but it
true.
always felt more tradition than
Yeah.
anything
It's just
else.
kind of what you did. It just is, it literally, like you said, is part of the rotation. You just go to station to station to station, and you just expected, well, I'm going to do this hands-on activity versus a physical activity with being outside. So this hands-on activity, which, call it a craft, call it a creative outlet, expression, whatever, hopefully centered, around the Bible lesson.
Yeah.
I definitely, when I took over, um, it was less of the Bible lesson and more of the theme. I really, as someone who loves to craft and fiddle around with, crafting and trying new things, I wanted to do that at the craft station. I wanted to say, okay, if it's medieval, which I love that one. In Kingdom Chronicles, I was called the Craft Courtyard.
Yeah.
Fancy, isn't that fancy? The Craft Courtyard. I decorated my room, put flowers, made it like you were outside, but on the inside, medieval wise. And, I tried to make sure, um, I did, they made, got to decorate their own sword. And don't,
Yeah.
don't freak out, everyone. It was made out of painter sticks from Lowe's, the paint stirring sticks from
Yeah.
Lowe's, and glued a popsicle stick on it, and then
There you
spray
go.
painted them silver, and then put rhinestones out and gold paint so they could paint, and did that have anything to do with that night's lesson? No.
So how many
It was
kids?
fun.
So how many kids per year, like in each
Oh
class,
no.
were not crafty? Would you
Well,
say like 2 out of like 10 were
well,
like not crafty, or what would you say?
spoiler alert, most of the time was the boys. They were not
Oh
in
wow, big
yeah, a big
surprise.
surprise. Your argument is sound. That's why I've never debated with you because I saw it. I knew no matter I mean, like I said, maybe a water bottle. The sports, when we did the sports camp VBS, I did more things where it leaned more masculine, a water bottle, a baseball hat, a backpack, drawstring backpack,
Yeah.
shoelaces, and they ate it up.
Yeah.
It was this, sure, a couple of them out of the group just scribbled. I was really disappointed in them because I'm like, dude, that's your water bottle. The rest of the, week, did you have to just take a Sharpie and just draw lines on it? Naturally, as the in charge of the craft station, you desire for them to at least write your name. I said,
Yeah.
hey, at least write your name. That's all I ask of you, inspire something. But most of the guys were like, I got this. Yeah, I'll write my
Yeah.
name on this
Yeah.
backpack and draw like a number or maybe with my favorite team's logo or name.
Yeah, and those you put as
But
much hours into as you want to, and I say hours because it feels like it
it
from a
does.
guy's
It does.
perspective. So,
So yeah, I mean, they naturally, when we do the themed VBSs, yeah, they struggled, naturally.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to do your best to say, hey, let's make, medieval cool. Let's try to, spy with binoculars
Yeah,
or,
and
yeah.
once again it's tradition. So
No, they're
so the
normally very
churches
simple.
so the churches sort of developed this idea of, you did games, you did, and there was a process in which the children did church.
Yeah.
And it was sort
Yeah, it's
of
a stretched out version of church, but yeah,
it
I can
was
see
sort
that.
of like a spread out thing of a way to worship and to really embed the theme into a child's mind.
Mhm.
Was it always executed across all platforms? Not
Not
always,
always, yeah.
but you can see where, it's just what you did as a kid, and you can't
Yes.
even imagine it not being
Oh my goodness,
in
no.
in the kit at all.
Yeah, you gotta go to crafts, yeah.
Yeah, we fed everyone, but despite that, snacks are a must. Even
Yes.
though food is food, snacks are always good, plus a dessert at the end. Like at the end when everyone's going to leave, which will include that in our top 5 coming up here shortly.
Mhm.
But as well as, the crafting, it just came down to me as where was it in the order of things,
That's well
because
said, yeah.
um because when I would have games, if I would have everything and crafts would be last, I would like it the least.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I
I
think
would
that's well
say it's
said.
I would say its impact for a child depended on when you did it.
When you did it and what kind of kid were you? Because, leave a comment below if you like crafts or you didn't. We'd
Yep.
love to know because that'd be a fun thing to tally at the
Yep.
end of this to know, did you enjoy it or did you not? Because, I mean, I always enjoyed going there. It was kind of a form of, crafting's a form of escapism. It normally was kind of out of everything. It was the, like, I don't know, a moment of just kind of free time. But the funny part is, I was that kid last. I was always the last one because I would get very detail oriented in whatever that item was because I just, got engrossed into it. And I think the impact, like you said, I think it depends on the kid. I think it's important, for all of us, even as a Christian, to stop, be still before the
Mhm.
Lord, and kind of use our creative juices that's in there. That we're not just all just wound up running around. It kind of gave a moment for all the kids in the room to just chill, just slow
Yeah.
down. Let's just put our, brains. But I admit at Bible school, when you just came from lesson, the last thing you wanted to do was go to crafts because
Yeah.
you had just been sitting down, you had just done paperwork, you had just done scripture reading. You're kind of like, I just kind of want to run a little bit or sing a song. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It did.
So yeah,
it
its
depends
impact.
on where it landed.
Yeah, its impact went on, when you did it. So
I still think it's important.
Yep.
I still think crafts are important.
Sounds good. And we shall move on now to our top 5. We'll see you then.
Okay, this is our top 5 snacks at Vacation Bible School. Because we couldn't do top 5 crafts of all time. Unfortunately, my brain can't remember every single craft, throughout the span.
Yeah.
Being in charge of the crafts and participating in it is just a lot of crafts, a lot of days.
Yep, and you're up first.
So let's get on to some food. So my number 5.
Yeah.
Cookies, but one in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Oreos. Oh, yeah. Oreo anything.
Yeah.
You sprinkle Oreos on anything, I will eat it.
Yeah, for some people this would be their number 1.
I agree. Yeah, I just felt like, I could eat the vanilla ones and the chocolate ones. But getting in line as your group and stepping up, you don't know what the snack was that night, and stepping up to it, and there's these cookies, and not just any cookies, Oreos.
And you only got 2.
Yeah, you'd only get 2. If you got the good snack lady that week, you could go up for seconds. If you didn't, they would say, wait.
But you only would get 1.
Yeah.
1 spare.
1 spare.
So.
I'd love the sad story that went with it, though, too. It was just like, well, you guys were the first class, and we want to make sure there's enough to go around.
No. If anyone who grew up in church knows, the staff knows the pastor's kids' faces.
That's true.
And they know that if anyone would understand about not having seconds in food, like it would be the pastor's kids.
Yep, that just backs you up immediately.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, everyone else would not understand. It would break their heart. They wouldn't come back to church. It just would break their soul if they didn't get an extra, cookie.
Yeah, but the
but
line
for the
worked.
pastor's kids, they'll understand.
And we did.
And we and we had a wonderful childhood.
We did. We really did. All right.
Because we understood.
We understood.
They weren't wrong.
That's true. We as we got older and then we joined the staff, I saw the ramifications. There needed to be enough snack to go around. And some days when you have a blitz of kids, you're like, man, we better only give out 2 cookies.
Yeah, if there's anyone to short stick, let's short staff the pastor's kids. They'll understand.
They'll get it. Yeah, give it to the needy kids, which
there you go.
I'm okay with that. But that's my number 5, cookies, but specifically Oreos.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
And now going with our
number 4.
This one's my pick. And this one always was at every VBS as I could remember. And they always lasted afterwards, but never in the flavor you desired. And that is pudding. They would always overbuy vanilla.
The pudding cups, yes.
They would always overbuy vanilla. And everyone would go, with the chocolate, and vanilla always had like 6 or 8 left over, and we'd have that Sunday the next week, and they're like, you want the cup? And it's like, I don't get it all the time, but yet
I didn't mind the vanilla, but it definitely, once again, there it is, pastor's kid, when they say we're out of chocolate.
Yeah.
All they have is vanilla. Sure, I'll take the vanilla.
So,
they were good. That was like a tradition.
Yeah,
almost.
it was such a positive thing, especially with whipped cream on top.
Oh, and toppings.
And, so.
Put Oreos on it again, though. If a grounded Oreos on vanilla pudding, yum.
I mean, it was for kids. It was ice cream. It was the closest you could get to a non-melting ice cream because it was so flavorful, so nice. It
was cold too. They put it in the refrigerator and got it nice and cold. Yeah, that was good.
I mean, just classic.
I mean,
everyone who grew up in VBS at some point has had a pudding cup.
I couldn't agree more with that plastic white spoon.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's a nostalgic. You knew every Bible school one night featured a pudding cup.
I agree.
So
and moving on to number 3
is for me. And I have to do a shout out to a salty snack. Yeah. Because you probably came from games. You sweated. You're hot. And you are craving something salty, and something very special and specific though. Goldfish. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not only the treat of my childhood. We didn't get it much, but those little goldfish, they're still so good. Yeah. Still good today. As a grown adult, I love goldfish.
Oh, yeah.
Love goldfish. It was just, I don't care how they came to me in a little styrofoam cup, in a themed snack. I'd pull them off, whatever it was. And, goldfish. Yeah. So good. So good. And it's just not only nostalgic, but it was like a tradition. I mean, even if the Bible school wasn't themed underwater, you got goldfish somewhere the week of Bible school.
And it always ran out. It was always a premium.
Yes.
Because no one else got it in their houses, apparently.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. The packaging for goldfish is so unfair. I mean, you have to go to, like, Sam's Club now and get, like, the bulk in goldfish. But back in the day, there was no bulk. So you only had the little paper bag of how many, I don't even know what it weighed, of goldfish. And they weren't cheap. So, they had to be measured out with scoops, for sure.
It's the equivalent of a Pringles can.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
You could eat the whole thing yourself.
Oh, those are a whole nother, list.
So how would you divide a Pringles can? Is the same idea with the goldfish. Because
it's like nearly almost impossible.
Because you could open up, the package and just throw it down,
Go to town, yeah.
I mean,
man, it goes fast.
Yeah.
It really does. But
I think that's a good pick, and we always, had a assortment also that over the years they just came out with the fun size, the smaller bags.
Yes.
They still had the big bags of Lay's and they just poured them into a big bowl, a popcorn bowl.
My goodness. Yes, that's a good honorable mention.
But that was
only the bag chips.
Yeah, that was the really nice individually packaged.
That was a game changer, man. Yeah. That was a full game changer. Just go, wow, we get our own chips in my own bag?
Exactly.
Because, I mean, folks, you literally just got a bowl, a styrofoam bowl or cup. Growing up in the early 2000s, late 90s, you just got a bowl of chips poured from the kitchen lady in the back.
Yeah.
And that's what you got,
And whatever was not used, it was poured back into the big bag and a rubber band around it, is how we, sanitation, we don't think about that.
Oh, no one actually touched it. It was just a bowl.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of, no one touched it. No kitty ate from it. So
the goldfish were along that same line.
Yeah, you'd get in line and get so excited because you didn't know what you're going to have for snacks. So to get in line and then look over the counter and see goldfish, you get excited. Even as a staff member, I got a chance, now you can look around the corner and what snack is serving. You're like, you see any goldfish?
Yeah.
And Oreos? Ooh.
There you go.
It's my kind of night.
So, yeah.
All right. Pick. You have
moving on to number 2. Well, we need something to wash all of this down. It has just been one sweet after Saul's salty thing. And, a great thing to wash it all down with is nothing like a barrel of juice. Of contents in which you did not know where it came from. Or, you just knew it was good, and that is the Little Hugs juice barrels.
They were so simplistic. They were a little plastic, round-shaped barrel with a sleeve of silver sealed, no lid. It was just a little seal. Came with straws, and you poked through the little silverly top piece. And there was your drink.
There it goes.
But...
Or just peel the whole thing off the top and chug it.
I mean, that was normally what you did. I mean, if you, us girls tried the straw thing, but after a while, you just eventually rip the thing off and just start drinking it.
And this was another thing that was not in our every week of children's church.
No.
We only got these on special occasions.
I would say,
Was the Little Hugs.
Yep.
And any form of individual juice box at the time. Because we still, once again, we lived in the era of you bought, the powder of Kool-Aid. And you mixed it. It was the best way to go. It was the most efficient price range for a church is to buy the lemonade.
Lemonade, Kool-Aid.
So anything that was individually packaged was such a big deal.
It was special because they tend to be more expensive. They still are.
Yeah.
They've gotten a little better. Because you could get now them in bulk at bulk prices, but back in the day you didn't.
Yeah.
So I could agree with you more. Little Hugs was definitely a break from the norm from Kool-Aid individual packets or Capri Sun was coming out and getting available. But I admit the Little Hugs definitely are different.
Yeah.
From those two, and I agreed with you when you said you wanted this to be in the top 3 somewhere, and I was like, well, what about all the packaged Kool? I mean, what about Kool-Aid and Capri Sun? And you're like, no, Little Hugs were more special than those because they were more rare, and I have to agree with you.
They were special, and they only popped up during, the VBS time.
I agree.
And you knew it was the end of the week when the only flavoring was purple. Grape.
And the poor lady that ran the kitchen started throwing all the grapes on the counters, like, take them.
Yeah.
Children, please, drink grape. And we just walked by.
And there would be like...
no.
And there would be like 8 grape the next Sunday for church.
Goodness.
Just
more.
In the base of the refrigerator. And they just aged out to where we eventually threw them away, I think, at some point. Because, I mean, every time I tried to get over it, I mean...
It was a total boycott of grape. Yeah. Nobody wanted it. People just walked by. I'll take a water. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm not that thirsty. And you are thirsty, but not thirsty enough to drink that grape flavor.
But yet I'm surprised that red still sold out.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I mean, as much as that sucker burned on its way down.
I like the red. I mean, wasn't bad.
The blue was the best for me. They all burned as they went down.
I was a little more pungent.
I mean,
they
were strong.
They were.
I mean,
they were.
It was strong.
I know, you have to admit the strongest out of all of them was the lime.
I would say
the lime was pretty pungent because it had that citrus.
Yeah, I would say somewhere between the orange and the lime.
Yeah.
Because whatever flavoring was the most artificial. You felt the aftermath of that.
But I have to admit, they were cool. They had a great shape. They held really well in your hand. They still do as an adult.
Yep.
It's a barrel. It's this little round barrel, kind of like, I guess you'd say a Coke can, but better. Because it actually has those rivets of a barrel wrapped around. It's clear. You can see what flavor it is. I'm not really those artificial drink people or even kids, but even I was just like, once a year I indulge.
There you go.
And drink one Little Hug.
Yeah.
And what a name too.
Little Hugs. I never knew them as Little Hugs. I just said, they were the barrel juice.
That's what I called it. Yeah.
What it was.
I was like, when you get in line for dinner and then you see them on the counter, you're like, barrel juice. Yeah.
Barrel juice.
Or you'd see the member of the church bring in the box, and you knew that it was the little, it was the Little Hugs, but you weren't reading it. You just saw the art of the barrels on it. You're just like, oh.
Yeah. Well, moving on to our number one.
Oh,
this is what you take a Hugs, stick it in a cylinder plastic container, then you freeze it. Our number one is...
Ice Pops.
Ice Pops.
Ice Pops. I mean, the debate could be, because there's multiple different flavors of Ice Pops. Then there is Little Hugs. But you get that amazing, yellow and that wonderful pink flavored Ice Pops that just linger forever in the freezer.
Yeah.
Whatever
the
they are.
Though, was always there.
That was always there, which
the Hugs.
But I can eat a purple popsicle.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike drinking it.
Yeah.
But
I always felt like these were like cousins or related in some way, shape, or form because they always had that raw taste. Yeah.
Man,
so
I mean, this I can't give Ice Pops more praise.
Yeah.
This is
still used to this day.
It is just a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It was the greatest. I would say I'm not wasteful, but in the mind of a child. The cookies go out the window of the brain. The goldfish, forget it. It was when that cooler came out and the scissors were on a piece of rope tied to the side of the cooler, and here comes the staff member, the Sunday school teacher, whatever, in the t-shirt for the Bible school week, and they brought the cooler.
Yep.
And your heart just started racing, like, oh my goodness, it's time.
Yep.
And the lid flew off, and little steam came out from the condensation from hot to cold, and from the outside versus the cooler, and there it was.
Yeah.
A beautiful rainbow, and you're sweating, you're hot, you're tired, and there it is. And
trapped inside a fishing net.
I'm telling you what, Ice Pops, man, they're, if you ever had to pick, I think the mascot food or an item, a snack, the definitive thing next to juice boxes, I would say is Ice Pop. Those little clear plastic sleeves, we'd find them weeks later. A bird made a nest with them woven in it. We found on the church grounds once. It was, they were, they got everywhere, but they're so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I agree. Yeah. These are, who knew they'd be the best invention for kids since the stuffed animal.
It's so good.
Kids and ices just run hand in hand,
It really does.
And it works. I can't remember a VBS without these. And
I couldn't agree with you more.
And
had to be number one.
Oh yeah.
Had to be.
And of course all of these picks are from the heart. They may or may not be the best snacks in the world.
Maybe in your opinion, for sure. We respect that.
Yeah.
This is just us growing up and even working. I still grab an icy as a staff member. Of course, I step back, make sure everybody gets one, and then lean over the counter and say, "Do you got a spare red?" What's your favorite flavor?
So, yeah, mine will probably be blue.
Yeah.
Always blue or orange.
Yeah. I like orange, too. Yeah, that's
which
a good...
Which is the same as Hugs. Coincidental.
You just drink it. Then you freeze it.
So,
yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, these are just emotional picks. They are what we think would represent. I would not plan a VBS without thinking of snacks and what are the best snacks for kids.
I agree.
And these always were home runs, even when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they still go strong.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you go to, our church started adapting and not doing the themed snacks for each night. And they just started offering a unique snack for each night. And when you got in line and ran up and saw, I couldn't agree, Oreo-themed anything.
Yeah.
Pudding cup, anything. I mean, I would eat the vanilla, the chocolate, and my favorite was the swirl with both in it. The goldfish or any chip in a bowl. I mean, these are home runners. I mean, your kids, I mean, it's not complicated. It's not rocket science. You're either hungry or you're not. I think this generation's gotten too picky because you just got what you got and you got excited when you got up to the line because it was a surprise. You didn't know what you were going to get. And this was a lot of fun to make this list. I mean, honorable mentions I have to is our church offered dinner before the program, and I would have to say my personal favorite was the last night of VBS. We'd have a pizza party, and one of the elders in the church donated some money to order some pizza. Mm-hmm. And we would get pizza, and that was a very special dinner. It doesn't make snacks because, that's not a snack, but to have a pizza for dinner, that was a big deal.
And we weren't the only ones. I went to other bigger churches as well, and they would have pizza as the snack.
Yeah, they cut it in little
night.
Yeah, little slices. Yeah,
it's always a win-win.
Pizza's a win-win.
So
and
like the
you mentioned corn dogs. You really enjoyed.
Yeah, but I think that was just an us thing. So
but
other than a few other churches here or there, but that's the question of the day. We want to hear what was your favorite snack for VBS down below.
Yes.
And if you agree with my pick or Nora's pick, just let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
And we appreciate you tuning in to see our top 5 of this week. And we hope you have a wonderful week. And Nora, thanks for joining us as always.
I am glad to be here. This was a lot of fun, unique, because we combined 2 stations into one.
Yeah.
So from crafts to snack, we've made full circle. I've had fun at both stations and both talking them with you. And thanks so much for having me for the wrap-up party this week.
Oh, yes. And as always, stay nostalgic, Christians. Hey everyone, we hope you liked today's episode.
Please like and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to comment down below because we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks so much for watching us.
Yeah, and so until next time, bye.